I, Chair Thomas Kyle, call a hybrid electrical elevator board meeting of November 21st, 2024 to order at 9:30 a.m. Debbie, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. In the room, we have Chair Thomas Kyle
Here.
and also Vice Chair Jon Flegel.
Here.
Connected by Zoom, we have Board Member David Albritton.
I'm here.
Thank you. And William Barlow. William, your microphone is muted. William Barlow? We'll come back to William. Absent, we have.
Here.
Thank you, William. Absent, we have Elizabeth Bunga. Connected by Zoom, we have Robert Lazare.
Here.
Thank you. And Rob McNeil.
Present.
Thank you. In the room, we have Ryan Richards.
Here.
Connected by Zoom, Richard Rudder.
Here.
Also, Al Schacher.
Here.
Thank you. In the room, we have Ken Spencer
Here.
and Frank Sonovan.
Here.
Thank you. And connected by Zoom, we have Sarah Young.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you, Debbie.
Yes, sir.
Item 1C. Chair Thomas Kyle, I rule that the amended agenda in the order of business is approved. Item 1D. I, Chair Kyle, rule the draft minutes of September 26th, 2024 final. The date of the next meeting is January 23rd, 2025. The list is printed on the agenda. You can list those dates. Choose public comment, and since we're in a little bit different of room, if everybody can kind of keep their eye on if any of the board members raise their hands so that we can make sure that we notice them. Ian?
Thank you, Chair Kyle. Ian Paik, analyst with the division. We received one request for general public comment. Mr. Greenway, are you connected and would you like to provide general public comment to the board? Unfortunately, I see that he is not connected, so I'd like to take another moment here just in case there's anyone else on the line that would like to identify themselves and provide general public comment to the board. Seeing none and hearing none, that concludes general public comment. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ian. Agenda item 3A, electrical program update. Brian Cruz.
Good morning. For the record, Frank Rice, Electrical Program Chief. I want to start off my update with the job announcement. We're looking for an electrical inspector on a part-time basis for inspection work down south in Curry County. If you have an electrical inspector certification and are thinking about retirement, this might be a good fit to transition to full-time retirement. This job posting closes on the 1st of December. On the agenda today, we have a rulemaking advisory committee meeting to consider updating the language to table 1B. The changes are non-substantive and consist of spelling and format errors or incorrect references to other codes. I can address any questions when that item comes up on the agenda. Assistant Chief Damon and myself have been working with VCD licensing staff regarding Washington State reciprocity for electrical licenses. Our reciprocal agreement with Washington State requires the applicant to complete a formal electrical apprenticeship in that state before reciprocating the license with VCD. We recently have had to deny reciprocal applications for license due to the verification form being filled out incorrectly by Washington State L&I. We've reached out to Washington L&I to address those concerns. If you have questions about how to reciprocate your electrical license to Oregon, please look on our website or contact our licensing staff or myself to get answers to those questions. I see Elevator Chief Hartung online, so I'm going to let him do the elevator update. That's okay with them. And as always, Assistant Chief Damon and myself are here to answer the day-to-day calls from industry regarding licensing and code questions. Please remember to involve your local AHJ with the with your questions. They are oftentimes part of the solution. That's my update for the board today. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Okay, thank you, Ryan.
Program update.
Agenda item 3.B, elevator program update. Warren.
Good morning, Chair Kyle, members of the board. For the record, Warren Hartung, Chief Elevator Inspector, Statewide Services. Before you have two handouts in your board package of activity and accident reports. Outside of that, I have nothing new to add. If there are any questions, I'm here to answer them. Are there any questions?
Don't see any hands raised or nothing here, so. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Kyle.
Agenda item 3.C. 9 proposed consent orders. Kathy Rowell.
Yes, Chair Kyle, before I speak, Andrea Simmons, the enforcement manager, would like to give a short enforcement update. It's not unusual.
Good morning, Chairman and members of the board. For the record, my name is Andrea Simmons. I'm the licensing enforcement manager for the Building Codes Division. I'd like to take a couple of minutes to give you some updates of what we've been doing since the last time we met with you. We have met with the CCB investigators. We provided some additional training on kind of sharing information back and forth about what type of items that they need to include in their reports for us. As some of you may know, we do have an intergovernmental agreement where when you CCB investigators, when they're out in the field, they can also investigate our violations and vice versa. So with that training, we also then participated with CCB on a recent sweep that lasted for a week. This sweep for license checks covered various areas of the state through Central and Southern Oregon, as well as an area in Eastern Oregon as well. Our investigators went on ride-alongs with the CCB investigators to provide coverage and to kind of work together in that area. We will be having a change of investigators coming up. We do have one that is retiring, and we have a new employee that starts on the 9th of December. He is actually someone that's been here before. Some of you may recognize him. His name is Chris Titus. So he will be located here in the Salem area. When I did the recruitment for both Salem or Southern Oregon to see what type of candidate I would get, and would decide to locate them based on where that individual lives. This one will be in Salem. However, we are planning as part of the training for Chris Titus, or the refresher training, I should say, we will be going back down to Southern Oregon to do some training down in that area as far as site checks go after he starts. Just wanted to give you that quick update, and then any questions before I let Kathy talk about the consent orders? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So good morning again, Chair Kyle and the rest of the members of the board. My name is Kathy Rowell, contestant case representative for the division. Today, agenda item 3.C, we have a summary of consent orders recently negotiated by division on the board's behalf for settlement prior to hearing. We've entered into consent agreements of 9 cases since the last board meeting. All settlements, including the amount owed and suspended civil penalties, fall within the guidelines on the penalty matrix and contain standard conditions. Board action is required on all of these cases. All the cases are fairly standard, but I'm available to answer any questions you have regarding any of these actions. Again, board approval, denial of the consent orders is required. You can choose to approve or deny agreements as a whole, or take action on each agreement separately if you choose. So starting off with the very first case on your matrix, C 2022-0132, Joshua Piat, ABA precise property inspection involving the installation of hot water heater, wall heaters, light fixtures, wiring, fan heater combo. Violation is procuring person to perform electrical installations that is not licensed. And so that was in Reedsport. Civil penalty assessed was $2,000 and imposed was $500, suspended $1,500. Just as information for the board, the individual that did the unlicensed work is referenced in that consent order, Charles Klausing. His case came before the board back actually in May 25th of 2023. It came in as a final order. And the amount assessed to him was $6,000. The next case, C 2023-190, Oregon House Hunters LLC, installation of 2 lights in the exterior of a garage. Again, the same violation of procuring unlicensed work in Central Point. Assessed $2,000, imposed $250, suspended $1,750. Again, as information for the board, the individual that did the unlicensed work in that case, Ridge, his consent order actually came before you last month, the last board meeting in September, and he was also fined $6,000 with $750 imposed. The next 4 cases are all related cases involving Modern Blueprint LLC. The very first case, C 2023-194. These 2 cases, C 2023-194 Modern Blueprint and C 2024-0020 Joel Johnson, are very closely related, involving the installation of electrical panels and light housing, electrical circuits, electrical receptacles, receptacle boxes, and grounding electrical installations. They're both allowing unlicensed work. Joel Johnson, the owner of Modern Blueprint, and involved 3 properties in the Portland area. From April 2022 to November 2023. On both cases, we assessed $14,000 and imposed $3,500 and suspended $10,500. The next 2 cases on the matrix are related to Modern Blueprint. They were employees of Modern Blueprint, Eric Barduz and Eric Long, C 2024-85 and 83. That involved the installation of electrical receptacles and can light housing on 2 properties in the Portland area from September 2023 to November 2023. For those 2 individuals, they both received the same penalties of $4,000 assessed, $750 imposed, suspended of $3,250. And finally, the last 3 cases are related cases of the ACVC Construction LLC cases. So C 2024-0087 is the case for the company. If you'll notice, all these 3 cases is the same violations of the installation of electrical junction boxes, cabling and light fixtures for ACDC themselves. These are all in Gresham, assessed $8,000, imposed $2,000, and suspended $6,000. And then the next 2 cases are the 2 individuals that own the company and did the unlicensed work. Those are the $2,000 with $250 imposed, $1,750 suspended. So those are the 9 cases. Are there any questions involving any of these cases today?
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the 9 cases proposed for a resolution as outlined in the enforcement board report and issue final orders.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the recommendations. Debbie, would you call the roll?
Yes, sir. Sarah Young,
Aye.
Frank Sonovan,
Aye.
Ken Spencer,
Aye.
Al Schacher,
Aye.
Richard Rudder,
Aye.
Ryan Richards,
Aye.
Rob McNeil,
Aye.
Robert Lazalier,
Aye.
William Barlow,
Aye.
David Albritton,
Aye.
Vice Chair Jon Flegel,
Aye.
and Chair Thomas Kyle.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Item 3D, summary of the enforcement cases set previously resolved. Captain Rowell.
Yes, thank you, Chair Kyle and members of the board. These are the 3 final orders we have to present to you today. No board action is required on these orders. These all defaulted. The first one is C 2023-188, Aaron Brzezinski. Installation of an elevator car, racks, panel, electrical wiring, disconnected traveling cables and rollers, removed old elevator car, replaced 2 call station boxes in the elevator with no elevator journeyman license. Penalty assessed $2,000 Durkee. And the next 2 cases are related cases from Royal Davico Inc. C 2024-002 and C 2023-0210. Fred, I'm not even try to pronounce that name. I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly. He is the owner of the company that did the installations. It was installation of electrical lighting and circuits in Eugene. His violation was no supervised electrician license and returning a license, $2,000 penalty, and then World Navico, the company, received a $6,000 penalty for allowing them license work with no electrical contractor's licensing and permit. Again, no board, no vote is required in this cases.
Any questions for Kathy? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 4, there's no communications. Item 5, there's no appeals. Item 6, there's no unfinished business. Item 7A, this is changes to the errata data. And Ian, you're going to speak?
Yep. Thank you, Chair Kyle. Ian Paik, analyst with the division. With this agenda item, the division first requests the board's participation in a rulemaking advisory committee, or RAC, to assist us with this proposed rulemaking. This proposed rulemaking is intended to correct 10 errata errors within Table 1E of the 2023 Oregon Electrical Specialty Code. The board will now begin a rulemaking advisory committee that I will facilitate. I'll first introduce the purpose of the RAC before we delve into the topics. Following our RAC discussion, we will complete the RAC and return to the board meeting agenda. And at that point, I will introduce the 2023 OESC Table 1E memo to the board, where we will then have a motion. So we are now entering the rulemaking advisory committee. The purpose of this committee is to discuss the potential fiscal, economic, and racial equity impacts of this rulemaking. Following those topics, this RAC will also be an opportunity for anyone to bring up any other items that they would like to discuss in regards to this rulemaking. Following the completion, again, we will return to the E&E board meeting where the board will have an opportunity to act on the Table 1E memo and propose any motions. So our first topic today is, what are the potential fiscal and economic impacts of this rulemaking? With any rulemaking, the division is required to make a particular note of the potential fiscal and economic impact that might result from the new rules. The division is requesting input from the committee on the nature and extent of any fiscal or economic impact that may be caused by this rule. Does anyone in the board and the committee see any potential fiscal or economic impacts of this rulemaking?
One hand raised.
I think that's a cursor.
I don't see it.
That's just a big hand.
Oh, it's, yeah, it's my hand, sorry.
Any comments from the committee? Right. Okay, again.
Perfect. So again, there are no substantive changes with this, so the board and the committee does not foresee any potential fiscal or economic impact from this. Hearing none, we'll move on to issue 2. Does the board or committee see any potential impacts on racial equity in the state from this rulemaking? With any rulemaking, the division is required to make particular note of any potential impact on racial equity in the state that might result from the rules. And we welcome any input from the committee on the nature and extent of any impact that this may have. Anyone in the room or online have any thoughts on the potential impact on racial equity in the state in this proposed rulemaking? Hearing none. Lastly, this is an opportunity. Are there any additional topics regarding this rulemaking that the committee would like to bring up and discuss? Perfect. Hearing none, that will conclude our wrap, and we will now transition back to our 7A agenda item. First, I'd like to thank you for your participation in the rulemaking advisory committee. The division greatly appreciates it. Now the division requests the board's review and approval of the proposed rule changes to the 2023 OESC Table 1E and the board's recommendation that the administrator proceed with the rulemaking. The proposed changes are outlined in the table within the memo of your agenda packet. Electrical Chief Crise is also available for any guidance or questions. This agenda item will require a motion, examples of which are included in your agenda packet. Lastly, please ensure to add the findings highlighted in blue in your help sheet to your motion language. Thank you.
Brian, would you like to comment on the changes?
Sure. just make sure everybody has the memo in front of them. The changes are listed. There's some on the bottom of the first page and there's a couple on the bottom of the top of the second page. Those changes are also, if you go to the amendment language is added into your board package, you'll see all those changes listed in blue. Any of the changes there. The changes themselves, if you take a look at on page 3, you can take a look and see that the changes associated with 110.26C3, and it's actually incorrect structural code reference to the structural code. So it's not the structural code changed, which we had a pointer going to the wrong reference. So it's really just correcting that, make it correct. Again, the changes are listed on that list. If anybody has any additional questions about that specific change, I'd be happy to talk about that.
You're recommending approval of the changes?
I'm recommending approval. A lot of these changes came in from the contractors industry, inspectors across the state, making note that the amendment was incorrect when it correlated with the national law code.
Looking for a motion to approve the changes to table E1, amended to include the errata date of January 1st, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the proposed code language and forward to the administrator for rulemaking and subsequent adoption with the findings that the added cost, if any, is necessary to the health and safety of the occupants for the public or necessary to conserve scarce resources.
Second that motion.
Okay, Debbie, would you call the roll?
Yes, sir. Sarah Young,
Aye.
Frank Sonovan,
Aye.
Ken Spencer,
Aye.
Al Schacher,
Aye.
Richard Rudder,
Aye.
Ryan Richards,
Aye.
Rob McNeil,
Aye.
Robert Lazare.
Aye.
Thank you, Robert. William Barlow,
Aye.
David Albritton,
Aye.
Vice Chair Jon Flegel,
Aye.
and Chair Thomas Kyle.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, the motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. Item 7B, board review and approval of electrical chief's recommendations regarding new continuing education course and instructor applications. Ian?
Thank you, Chair Kyle. Ian Paik, analyst with the division. With this agenda item, the division requests the board consider electrical chief Crise's recommendations regarding the continuing education courses and instructors. In October, during this CE review cycle, Chief Crise evaluated 17 applications from 9 organizations. Ultimately, Chief Crise recommended 11 courses and 5 instructors for approval. 1 course was not recommended for approval. This agenda item will require a motion, examples of which are included in your agenda packet. Thank you.
Make a motion to approve the electrical chiefs, program chiefs recommendations for approval or denial of courses or instructors.
I'll second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded to approve the recommendations of the chief. Debbie, would you call the roll?
Yes, sir. Sarah Young.
Aye.
Frank Sonovan,
Aye.
Ken Spencer,
Aye.
Al Schacher,
Aye.
Richard Rudder,
Aye.
Ryan Richards,
Aye.
Rob McNeil,
Aye.
Robert Lazare,
Aye.
William Barlow,
Aye.
David Albritton,
Aye.
Vice Chair Jon Flegel,
Aye.
and Chair Thomas Kyle.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, the motion carries unanimously.
Great, thank you. Okay, item 7C, board review request from Kevin Heck for hardship extension. I introduce, you know, speak to that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chair Kyle. Ian Paik, Analyst with the Division. This agenda item was brought to the board by Kevin Heck. Mr. Heck is requesting the board's review of a hardship extension under OAR 918-030-0240. Mr. Heck's letter is also included in your agenda packet. This agenda item will require a motion, examples of which are included in your agenda packet. Mr. Heck, are you present and connected, and would you like to speak on this agenda item?
Yes, I would. Chair and board members, I hope you had a chance to go through my statement. Although I must apologize, it was put together hastily and in the wrong order. I come before you because I've had my license taken away over not paying a $50 fine, or $50 fee, excuse me. That fee was never conveyed that I had to pay, and in years past, people who have worked for me have paid that fee, and I've never known about it. I'm hoping to have my livelihood reinstated so that I can get back to work and provide for myself. Hopefully you can read it, and if you have any questions, I can answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Ryan, do you have any comments on this?
No comments to that.
I have one question. He says that, Mr. Heck, you said that the people have previously paid this fee in the past without your knowledge. How many times did that occur?
You know, I don't know. I was married for 14 years, so I'm sure my wife at the time paid that. And then people who've done my books have more than likely paid it. So however long I've been in business, for 21 years. So I don't know the existence of that fee. I went to continuing education class. The instructor submits the results to the board, and I'm not really involved. I've never been involved or had knowledge of needing to pay anything additional other than that continuing education class.
Sure. Just one comment. I noticed that Graham Roney, licensing manager, is on. If he has any details on Mr. Heck's record, you might have been asking to see for a second.
Okay.
Absolutely. Good morning, Chair Kyle, members of the board. My name's Graham Roney. For the record, I'm the licensing manager for the division. Mr. Heck was initially licensed back in 2004 and has paid 6 renewal fees since that time. 2005, 2008, 2011, 14, 17, and 2021. And I can answer any other questions that you have.
Okay.
Mr. Roney, Graham, when was Mr. Heck says that his license was suspended October 1st. Was that October 1st of this year or October 1st of the previous year?
That was October 1st of 2023. He completed his continuing education, but he did not pay the renewal fee of $50 at that time.
So then at that time, his license went into inactive and he had the year to pay the fee.
Correct. And we do send out a renewal fee. It is requested 30 days in advance of the renewal deadline, but at the division, we send it out 70 days prior to the address that we have on file. Now, if Mr. Heck moved, that is his responsibility to let the division know so we can update that in our records and get the renewal notice sent to the proper address.
May I speak?
Yes, go ahead.
That's the part that does fall on my shoulders. I did not send the board any, or the BCD, any change of address. I just simply, changed my post office. And, I put a statement in there. It's on the next to the bottom paragraph that, all my taxes and all my records were also lost. And I don't know that the board sent me anything. I didn't get it. So, I just relied on the post office.
When were you aware that your license became expired because of the $50 fee?
When I tried to pull a permit and so October 3rd or 4th or something, I tried to pull a permit. And, I've had a year and when I pulled other permits, no people said, hey, you better pay this. Nobody's drawn attention to this whatsoever. Something so significant that I'm going to lose my license, my ability to provide for myself, over $50. I haven't seen any notices at all. I pulled, I don't know, 20 permits in the year, 30 permits in the year. I've been in contact with the agencies, several times, and I've never seen any type of, if I get a bill from anybody, I'm getting either phone calls or notices nonstop. I've never gotten anything but one notice is what the lady said that she sent out, and I've never received that.
Through the chair, I believe you're still eligible to retest should this motion be disapproved. And I would like to make a motion to disapprove the request for Kevin Heck to pay the fee to reinstate his license, which will leave the license in expiration status if he's needing to retest.
That's going to be very detrimental. I've never been fined. I've never been had any violations. I'm rely on other people to pay this, and just didn't get paid, and I was never notified. I can't see why I can't just pay this and move forward. I understand rules and regulations, but this will be extremely detrimental. I'm not the same memory I was 20 years ago when I took that test.
You have a motion to have a second?
Second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to deny the request. Debbie, would you call the roll?
Yes, sir.
Debbie, before you call the roll, you'll need to provide a specific reason for the disapproval of that motion.
I believe he's had ample time to pay the fee. And as with all the other license holders in the state of Oregon, it's always good to keep your mailing address current with your license.
Is that adequate? The second agree to that?
Yes.
Debbie, would you call the roll?
Yes, sir. Sarah Young,
Nay.
Frank Sonovan,
Nay.
Ken Spencer,
Aye.
Al Schacher,
Nay.
Richard Rutter,
Nay.
Ryan Richards,
Aye.
Rob McNeil,
Nay.
Robert Losselaar.
Nay.
Did you say nay or yay?
Nay.
Thank you. William Barlow,
Aye.
David Albritton,
Nay.
Vice Chair Jon Flegel,
Aye.
Chairman Thomas Kyle.
Nay. So the
Okay, the vote is 7-8 to 4, and the motion is denied. We needed 7 either way. So he does,
I guess we need another motion. Is there any ability to double the fee or anything like that? Yeah.
That would I would direct to Graham Roney.
Good morning, Chair Kyle, members of the board. For the record, my name's Graham Roney, licensing manager for the division. No, the fee would still be $50.
What would the deadline for getting that fee paid and getting reinstated be?
The usual time is that I've seen before from the board is 60 days.
My biggest concern is that we continue to allow this individual to pull permits and there was no notification. I understand that his responsibility is to change his address and be current, but if you put yourself in his shoes, he had no visibility that he was not compliant. So I think we could do a better job of, while we're issuing permits, give him the notification that said, hey, you're past due on this. You need to get that current. So I think there's probably some improvement in our process. So I make the motion to approve the request from Kevin Heck to pay the fee and reinstate his license with the conditions that he pays in full in 90 days.
I second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded to approve the request with the limitation of a 90-day payment. And Debbie, would you call the roll?
yes, sir. Sarah Young,
Aye.
Frank Zonovan,
Aye.
Ken Spencer,
Nay.
Al Schacher,
Aye.
Richard Rudder,
Aye.
Brian Richards,
Nay.
Rob McNeil,
Aye.
Robert Lazalere,
Aye.
William Barlow,
Aye.
David Albritton,
Aye.
Vice Chair Jon Flegel,
Nay.
and Chair Thomas Kyle.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, the motion carries.
Right, thank you, and I think that you get that in right away, Kevin.
Thank you.
Okay. Item 8, board chair or any board members may make any announcements during this time. Anyone might make an announcement? All right, there being no further business of the November 21st, 2024 electrical and elevator board meeting. This meeting is adjourned at 10:12 a.m.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.